Hey guys, how's it going today? So what am I working on now? I got a 2010 Volkswagen Tiguan. I'm not a big fan of working on Volkswagens. I'm not a big fan of it. Um, anyway, the car came in a couple of months ago. Apparently, I do recall it, but I don't recall what I came up with. And it's got an ABS light on, a steering light on, a parking brake light on, traction control light on, and I guess I had looked at it and I said it was a wheel speed sensor. Okay, I've seen wheel speed sensors on these things cause some whacked out problems. So right now I'm doing a code scan on it because I want to see exactly what's coming up, and then we're going to bring it inside because I have a wheel speed sensor here. Apparently I had ordered it and it's been sitting here. Like I said, it was several months ago, and then I had those issues with my foot and everything else. I don't recall. So it's almost done doing its scan, and let's see what we got. The engine says check fault in control modules for ABS brakes. Speed signal from ABS brake is in transmission, so for the front right. So okay, let's see what we got. So it's actually not quite done yet. It's almost there. It's at 98%. Okay, there it goes. As I mentioned before, you try to scroll through, and as it picks up another module, it'll kick you right back to the beginning of the menu. Yeah, see, everything is reading a trouble code with the ABS, except the radio. But all right, let's go back to ABS. Where was ABS? Should be one of the first ones. Engine, transmission. Well, actually, transmission is the one. Okay, brake electronics. Yeah, see that brake electronics? It's not giving me anything. But here, I'm going to have to go with this. Speed signal from ABS wheel front right. Read trouble codes. I'm not quite sure what that actually means. Read trouble codes. And then ABS brakes U1017. So I'm going to have to look up the code and see exactly what that means. But I'm pretty confident because I have an ABS sensor here. Obviously, I must have ordered it for the right front wheel. I must have looked at it. I just don't recall everything that I looked at, 4 months ago. So let's get it inside and let's get that right front ABS sensor put in and see what happens. All right, we're up in the air with the Tiguan, and there's the right front sensor. So I do have a new one right here. So we're going to stick that in place because obviously, like I said, I already diagnosed it. So got to get that connector off. That's kind of a little bit of a weird connector. Let me show you how you take that off. So what you need to do is you need to get a small screwdriver, like a pocket screwdriver, and there's a slot up in the top here you have to dig into slightly. And you see how the back part here starts to move? Let me just do this. Sorry. And you'll hear a little pop possibly. There it goes. You heard that little click? Now it'll come right off. But be careful. If you go too hard with the screwdriver, you'll actually break the darn thing. But what happens is when you're in there, it lifts up that little tiny edge there. It lifts it up because that's what locks it in place. So now we have a Torx that holds the sensor in place right there. Sorry about that. We're going to take that Torx out. We're going to slide that sensor right out. Now with the connector off and out of the way, got to get a little Torx in there. Might need a deep one because see the shoulder of my socket actually hits. There it goes. And then just break it free. Take that out. Okay. Put the tool out of the way. Get the bolt out. Now hopefully the sensor comes right out. It's a little seized. There it goes. Sometimes you got to finagle them a little bit. Get underneath the edge with a screwdriver or something. There it goes. Especially up north. Up north cars, they rust in place. So there it is. So now the new one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow that out with some air, and I'm going to put a little bit of like brake lube on the new sensor and then stick that in place. There's the new sensor, and I have just a touch of a coating of that stuff on there. Oops, why is it going out of focus? Sorry about that. You don't have to slather it up, just a little bit. I mean, you can see I got some lint already stuck on it. But just a little tiny bit, just to help it out a little bit. So now we're going to stick this in place. Sorry, my hand in the way there. There we go, just like that. Now we're going to put the screw in and tighten that up. Now sometimes the screw won't line up initially. You got to rotate the sensor slightly to get it to where it actually lines up. Come on. There it goes. See, there's one benefit to vehicles down south. Very little rust usually. All right, let me tighten that up. Where the heck did I put my socket and my little tiny ratchet? There it is. You can see this is my little stubby 3/8 drive. That's it. That's tight enough. And now the connector go onto the new sensor, and yeah, you couldn't hear it click, but it's clicked. It's on. All right, so let's let this down. Let's clear some codes, and let's road test it. So back inside, I got the key in the run position. So I'm going to go to clear all vehicle codes. This guy's making all sorts of noise. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Clear all DTCs, continue. Function completed successfully. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now, what I think I'm going to do is, let me start this thing back up. Oops. Forgot Volkswagen, you actually got to hold the button down. All right, so all my lights are off. So let's take it for a ride and let's see what she does. All right, so I just got back from my road test, drove all the way down to that church and back. It's like 20 something miles. No issues, no lights, no nothing. So everything's good. So obviously I diagnosed it correctly the first time. Yay me. Yeah, so anyway, relatively simple. So you can pretty much do that in your driveway if you wanted to. Really not that hard. But yeah, so anyway, hope you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.